Sorry if you can hear the wind outside. It's super stormy. There we go. Damn, I'm gonna get a jacket. In an effort to be, I got a story. So before I start off, you guys should know that I don't pee myself often. Not even often. I don't do that. To start off this story, we have to go 8 or 9 years old. I'm going to school at this place. That's the name of the school. I went there for 2 years. And then one of these years, it was close enough from my house that I could walk in maybe a 15-minute walk. I was just short and I had little legs, so it took me a little longer. I'm just walking home and I was just like, oh, okay, I gotta pee really, really, really bad. And so this, I made a decision where, either I hop into one of these bushes and I hide and do what I need to do, or I'm gonna make it home somehow. And so I was like, all right, let's run. And so I think as a 15-minute walk, I ran it in under 5 minutes. It was, when you're playing with water balloons with a friend and then you're holding the water balloon one or two hands, and then as you're running, it's imagine that where right below your gut. I make it up to the house, and one thing you should know about my house, it was an L-shaped house. So I can draw a quick, here's the layout of the house. This is my house right here, and this is our driveway, and this is our front door would be right about there. And this is my neighbor's house, and then this is where our yard was, and this is I come running across the neighbor's house this way, and I make it to right about here. There was a little stump in the ground. It was a stump or a hole or a rock or some flew forward. I landed on my face and just kind of skidded into the dirt, and I immediately went, oh no, and I peed myself the moment I hit the floor, and I just went, I started to just pee myself. It was bad. If you were the neighbor across the street, all you would see is just this little kid trying to get to his house. He just runs or trips, falls, something happens, and he just starts crying. I was so embarrassed. Now flash forward a few more years, and now I'm in middle school. I'm not in grade school anymore. I'm in middle school. I had a teacher there, Mr. Spano. Mr. Spano, super great teacher. He was a dude from Brooklyn. He had a thick Italian accent. I was in his, my grandma, who I was living with at the time, she was like, you need to start drinking more water. I don't think you drink enough water. So I was like, fine, I'm gonna drink so much water. And so we went out and bought a Nalgene, one of those brand name Nalgene bottles that are 32 ounces. And I filled one up in the morning and I chugged that all down, all 32 ounces, all in one sitting. And I was feeling good, all right. Go off to school, I got my water bottle. I'm sipping on some more water throughout the day. Then finally I get to Mr. Spano's class. And at this point, I had downed maybe 64 ounces of water, 2 full Nalgene bottles. And I'm like, I'm gonna go get some more water after I finish that off. Raise my hand in class, and I'm like, hey, Mr. Spano, can I go fill up my water bottle? And I just said, yeah, go right ahead. And so as I get up, take my water bottle, I go over and fill it up, and then I'm filling up my water bottle, finish that. Sorry, I'm bad at telling stories. I finish that, and then I drink all 32 again, and then I just head back with no water. So it just looks like I went out and did nothing. Okay, so I drank the water and I came back to class, and then I'm doing fine. I sit down, and then while I'm sitting towards the end of class, which the class was right at the end of the day, and so right at the end of my school day, I was like, oh, this feels like something. So I was like, oh, can I go get some more water, Mr. Spano? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And so I get up and going to go get more water, and And then as I'm filling up my bottle, I just hit like a turning point. Like everything just kind of dropped. And it was all the water. Like it was all 64 plus 32, whatever that is. I'll put it on the screen right here. There was that many ounces of water, probably not the same, but there was a lot of water in my system that dropped right into my bladder. And I looked up, like, what is the comfortable holding capacity for the human bladder, and pulled up 16 ounces is the comfortable amount, and I have at least quadrupled that amount. I go home, kind of was like a run, skip, whatever I could do to not make me pee myself, and I finally get home, didn't trip in the yard, didn't pee myself. So I finish up, wash my hands, I'm like, holy crap, I dodged a bullet on that one. So I go up to my grandma, like, sort of proud that I kind of was able to, like, you told me to drink all this water. I did. Way too much water, in fact. So I told her the story of how it was the most uncomfortable feeling I've ever felt walking around. I drank so much water. The one thing that she said is she kind of stopped what she was doing. She was like cooking. She stopped what she was doing. She put down her stuff. She turned around and then just looked me straight in the eye and said, well, thank God you weren't hit by a car. And so I kind of sat on that for a second, and I kind of took that away, and I thought about it, and then I said, why? And then she responded by saying, because if you were hit by a car, you would have exploded. And that's my grandma. She loves science, and she was genuinely concerned for my health. And I love her dearly. But I guess the moral of the story is don't drink too much water. In the off chance you get hit by a car, you will explode. And that's, I think, just what we all should be avoiding here. At least you didn't explode today. At least you weren't hit by a car and your bladder just all over the car that hit you.